vertically challenged. Okay, so if you're wondering, it's not a Georgia O'Keeffe, it's my uterus. Just in case you're wondering. All right, so I grew up in a house with a mother who was so neurotic and nervous about everything that I was basically afraid to leave the house. Okay, so when I would run down our sidewalk, she'd say, "Don't run, you're gonna crack your head open." Now, when you're a little kid, the image of a head like Humpty Dumpty opening, so I never ran. Okay, and then the other one was, don't let a bird poop on your head, like pigeons. New York, there are tons of pigeons. Don't let a bird poop on your head, because she had with good authority that if that happens, the toxins will go right to your brain. You'll be dead. So I was the one at summer camp, like weaving and I had no friends, okay, because I was so afraid that I would either run and crack my head open or I'd have a toxic brain injury from a bird. Wasn't very popular. Now, with that said, it stands to reason that we didn't exactly have very exciting vacations, because not only was my mother worried about everything, we were poor. So when you're poor and you're nervous, you don't go to a lot of places. Like if my mother had a family crest, it would have said, brace yourself. Like, we were always worried something really awful was gonna happen. Okay, so the kind of vacations we would take were one of two. One, Wildwood, New Jersey. Now, I don't know if you've ever been there. It's not that great. And we would stay in a motel, which meant that the cars are conveniently parked in front of your room, facing the swimming pool, which was our recreation. So it was kind of like leaving Las Vegas, like you expect Nicolas Cage to be drunk on a lounge chair. It was like fungal and disgusting. And my mother claimed that everyone there hated Jews because she overheard someone telling somebody else that we were the dirty Jews in room like 302. I think she was making that up, it doesn't matter. It wasn't like a great, okay, now the other trip that we took year after year after year was to Colonial Williamsburg. Now, if you're a kid, this is not Disney World. Okay, we're not the Swiss Family Robinson. When you go to Colonial Williamsburg, what you see are these young girls who are probably high school students who are dressed up like sister wives with their like oily, sweaty skin, and they're wearing a bonnet, and they're churning with what appears to be like a rowboat or dairy products. They're like just stirring shit up. I don't know what. And we're standing there, and we're supposed to, it's like reenacting what they used to do. It's not that interesting. And then my parents would insist that we had an authentic colonial dinner. Okay, now, a colonial dinner is like mutton or Welsh rarebit, which I think is probably more dangerous than a bird shitting on my head. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but it just doesn't seem like something that's that healthy. My sister and I would sit there, we would just pretend we were enjoying it, because when you're broke and you get to go at least out of the house, whatever it is, it's fine. And my father would drive in our station wagon, and we had one of those old-timey station wagons where the third seat faced the back, and my sister and I would like, okay. But meanwhile, what I didn't understand was that my father was such a horrible driver that everyone who drove by him would go like this. And my sister and I didn't know why. It was just because he was like weaving in and out of lanes, and we didn't really know. We were just, thank God we didn't know, because we would have been embarrassed, but we would just sit there, and these were our vacations. Okay, so when I became a grown-up, and I somehow was lucky enough to work hard and get a really good job and make a good enough living where I could raise a family where we went further than Wildwood, New Jersey, I decided that my family, we were going to do things differently, because I was so afraid of everything, and I can't do anything. I can't swim, I can't ski, I can't run. I'm afraid I'll crack my head. I have 3 kids, and I don't want them to be as screwed up as I am. So I decide we're going to pool our resources, and we're going to take the kind of trips that other families might take in my fantasy world. So I go online, and I see this very attractive family. They're blonde, of course, because when you look like me, you always look to the blondes, and they have like defined arms and calf muscles, and they're wearing like Ralph Lauren shirts, and they're all laughing, and they're in a kayak or a canoe or a raft, and they're whitewater rafting, and they're laughing, and they're throwing their heads back, they're having an adventure, and I'm thinking, you know what, we're grown-ups now, we're gonna have an adventure. We're gonna go and do that. I don't do any research because I'm lazy enough not to read any of the fine print. I just book us on a trip, 3 children, my husband and I, to Costa Rica, whitewater rafting in July. Now, it's on sale. It's like a sun sale. And I think, yeah, because I'm thrifty and I'm smart, but no, it's rainy season in Costa Rica. Just a detail, I think, I don't care. All right, so my kids are all thrilled. They're young. My daughters are at the time are like 12. I have twins. They're like 12 years old. My son's really little. And my husband's so sweet. He's just so, fine, whatever you want. All right, we booked the trip. We get all the things they tell us to get, which are the tivas. These are those ugly sandals with they're not attractive. They make you look like you have cankles. I don't care. I get whatever they tell me to get. I buy all the shit. Casual separates, all the waterproof clothes. All right, we go down to Costa Rica, and we check into the hotel. I still don't look like the blonde in the website, but I'm like, well, maybe we'll look more blonde when we get down to the shore. Okay, so we get down there. All right, now I haven't really read any of the info, but it clearly states when we get down there that it's class 4 water. I don't know what that means. But if you know about like Homeland Security, it's like bright orange. It's like, if you don't know what you're doing, I can't swim. This might not be the right trip for you, but I'm ignoring it because we're gonna do this. And I can afford to do it, so we're gonna do it. Because I'm thinking, if you can afford to do something, you can't die, right? It's gonna be fine. Okay. So we go down, and I'm thinking, oh, my kids are going to be so proud of their mother. I'm not showing any of my fear, even though I'm already freaking out. All right, we meet our guide, and he's very handsome, and he's very hunky, and he starts throwing the life jackets at us. He goes, everybody put one on, it's bright orange. And already I'm thinking, oh, great, it's bright orange. So they'll see our dead bodies, our carcasses in orange, floating and bobbing in the water, but I don't say anything, because I'm trying to be a good mother. I'm a responsible parent. And the rest of them, they're too stupid to know that this is actually a really dangerous trip. So we put on our lifeguards. But then, the life jackets, okay, now then they load us into our raft, which isn't really that big, but we're not the only family going on this trip with the guy. There's another family, and they weigh a lot more than we do. I know this, I'm checking, because I'm the one on the elevator with you who's looking at the weight requirement, like before it's a danger, and I'm already calculating what people weigh. So I'm already thinking, oh wait, this dude is too big, but I don't say anything because I'm trying to be a responsible parent, so I don't want to be my mother. So we get in the boat, and I'm already thinking, this was a really stupid idea. I don't know what I was thinking, but all right, and they're all stupid. They're all in the boat. My kids are like, yeah, this is so much fun. Okay, so we're in the boat. We are, I swear, I'm not making this up, we are like 10 feet from the shore when we push off, and the water is choppy, and the guy, the other father, he's big, he's like 6'2", 250 pounds, takes a header out of the boat. And I am so freaked out. And he starts screaming and crying. But he's German, okay? He's screaming in German. Okay, now I'm going to keep it real here, just for a minute, and I'm sorry if this is not politically correct, but I'm an old Jew. And when you see a German crying and begging for help on a slimy rock, you're not necessarily that sympathetic. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm telling you the truth. There was like part of me that was like, screw you, you deserve that. I didn't say it because I'm a mother and I have my children with me, but I'm thinking, you know what, it might have taken 60 years to get here, but you're there. Stay on that goddamn rock. Okay, all right, I know I'm a horrible human being, but whatever. Okay, so they circle around and they pick up the big German, and I'm like, yeah, of course they pick up the big German. If it were me, maybe I would disappear. They wouldn't even know I was in there. Doesn't matter. I don't say. Meanwhile, my kids are still so stupid. They still think, yeah, this is great fun. Now I'm into like bargaining and negotiating with the guide to get off the boat. And I keep saying, you know what, I don't think this is for me. I can tell this isn't going to go well, and I don't know how to swim. If you let me off now, I don't give a shit about the rest of my family. Take them, that's fine, they can go, but let me off, and I'll meet you later at the picnic area. And the guide says, oh, no, you're in, you're staying. Okay, now the only way he keeps me on this boat is he tells me that there will be sugar cookies and juice boxes. Capri Suns, there were Capri Suns. And somehow the Capri Suns calm me down, and he keeps me on that boat. And it is the scariest, most horrifying 2 hours of my life. I would not recommend it in July. Do not go to Costa Rica whitewater rafting unless you have a death wish, because it really wasn't fun. The German was cut up, and his wife was, she looked like she actually didn't really care that her husband was cut up, but I was beside myself. All right, so we get off the boat. My kids had a great time. We did all the other things, like we went flying on some sort of line, like this metal line where we're flying through the woods like Tarzan. Everyone's happy. I'm still miserable. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we get home, and I'm thinking, okay, so that wasn't really my favorite trip, but I'm going to hang in there. So a couple years pass, and I think, okay, we're going to plan another trip, only this one will be more tame. So I book a week at the Mohonk Mountain Resort. Do you guys know what that is? Okay, the Mohonk Mountain Resort is in like Poughkeepsie, New York, and it looks like where The Shining might have been shot. You know, it's this old-timey inn with a wraparound porch and a man-made lake and rock scrambling and horseback riding, and everybody says, oh, that'll be great. And I figure we don't have to take a flight. It's much cheaper. There won't be rain. Okay, so we booked the trip, and I'm still thinking, okay, I'm not the neurotic mother. My kids are not going to be screwed up as I am. This is going to work. So we go. Okay, so we get there, and my twins, they're identical twins, they check into their room. My son checks into a room with us, and we say, let's meet in the hall before dinner. And so my daughters, my identical twins, are standing in this old-timey hotel. The rug hasn't been probably shampooed or vacuumed since the Woodrow Wilson administration. It's like a mess, and it looks truly like red rum. Like you could hear Jack Nicholson typing in another room. But don't say anything. You're not that mother. You're going to be good. So we all go down. Now we walk down to the dining room, and it really is such an old place. They have photographs on all the walls in sepia of people who stayed there, and they all look like, do you remember that girl in The Shining who fell in the well with her hair like that? They all look like that. They all look like they died at the hotel. And they look like their eyes are following us, but I still don't say a word. And then we walk into this big dining room where everybody eats together. We're all supposed to be together, and it smells like egg salad and Bengay. It's like, I don't say anything. I know I'm that person, but I'm not going to make a big deal about it, and everybody's having fun. All right, so actually, the weekend was pretty fun. Everybody went rock scrambling. I sat on a rocking chair. Everybody went rowing. I took pictures. Everyone was having a great time. And then the last day, my kids and my husband said, we signed us up. We're going horseback riding. And I'm thinking, about the horses. Now, I've only had a couple of experiences with horses, but they haven't been pleasant. I had dated a horse trainer when I was young, and I had gone into the stall with him, and the horse was peeing. And have you ever seen a horse pee? It's not good. Okay. All right, but I'm trying not to be that person. So I say, fine. All right, so he signs us up. We go down, they have like a mini dude ranch. It's not really a dude ranch, it's like a dirt pile. And there's a dude there, he's in charge. And I say that stupid, time-worn joke, can you please bring me a horse that's on the way to the glue factory? We've all heard that one, it's stupid. But he looks at me like, yes, asshole, I'll bring you the horses. Okay, so the horses come up, and my kids, again, they're stupid, they're excited. Yay, horses, they don't think about danger, and they're straddling those horses, and I'm looking at my horse, who's still a big, powerful animal, and I'm thinking, nah, I don't know about this, and I don't want to get on the horse. I get really nervous. And he said, no problem, I'll bring you a step stool. The horse is really tame. It's going to be fine. So he goes and he lugs out a step stool. And my husband keeps saying, come on, you can do it. Get on the horse. Okay, now this is important information in this story. I am not my husband's first wife. And you might ask, what happened to his first wife? She died. He's a widow. How did the woman die? She fell off a horse. She died falling off a horse, and he's telling me to get on this horse. And again, I want to be a good mother. I want to be a normal human being and not worry about cracking my head open and having toxins in my brain. But all I keep thinking about is I'm married to this man because he lost a wife who fell off a horse. but he keeps saying it's going to be safe, it's going to be fine. So I think I'm going to trust him. So I start to walk up the ladder to get on the horse, because my kids said, come on, Mom, you can do it. And at that moment, the horse swoons and faints. Yes! The horse falls down. He's lying there, and I see the horse go like this. Okay, now there were flies. I will admit there were flies. It was summer, there were flies. But I can honestly say, in my mind, that horse was saying, I got you, girl. I don't want you on me as much as you don't want to be up here. So everyone starts to laugh because they know the horse is actually okay, because the horse thing kind of like gets up on his spindly legs. And I say, that's it, I'm out. You guys go, I'll take pictures, it's fine. And they all laugh and they go. And I'm thinking, I love this horse. This horse is my miracle. The bottom line is, my mother used to say when I was a kid, if Karen Baird jumped off the George Washington Bridge, would you jump off the bridge? No. If you're not comfortable doing something, if it's outside of what you feel is safe for yourself, just don't do it. Because if you do, you could actually make a horse have to faint for you. Thank you.